Hello, everyone. I'm Zelda Kelly with Seeing Crime, and today is episode 37. 37? Yes, Zelda 37. We're really clipping it down here, and I want you to know that I love it, and I hope you do too. And I hope you love it enough to subscribe, and please hit that like button so it does go out. The algorithm loves that, and I tell you what, I love it that all of you come in here and you listen. Now, first of all, I want to make a little baby announcement that I have a big announcement at the end of this video, so please stay tuned. But today, what we're going to do, what I want to do, is with Karen Reed, I want to ask, who will be flipping first, or have they already flipped? You know, in a case like this, the feds don't just throw stones up in the air and see where they land. They look at particular people. In my experience working with some of them in the past, they look at the evidence and then they approach those who they think are flippable. Who will flip? Who knows what? If they haven't already, who will make a deal? Who will go forward? Who will help with the investigation? Many times they don't know who the flippers are. They won't know until the end. They won't know until the indictments and the arrests come out. I want to see if we can see anything now because, quite frankly, it is quiet in the Karen Reed case. And I want you to know is when it's quiet that things are happening the most. Many things are happening in the background. I know they are. And the CW, the prosecutors, have lost their star witness. And a couple of other witnesses are just being so, you see them all over. You see them all over YouTube, analyzed, talked about. Quite frankly, I would not only would I not want to be in their shoes because of this particular crime, I would not want to be in their shoes based on this because they will never live this down. Never, ever. I want to see today with the cards where they point. I want to ask what's going on behind the scenes, in the background, what's happening. I want to see where this is leading to. Where is there an area that we may not have covered? I want to just really see. I want to ask. I want to know. And maybe with John's help, he'll help guide the spirits in the right way to give us some answers. I certainly hope so. Hope so. Yes, Mercury retrograde, and that's another thing. We are in Mercury retrograde. And yes, if you were sitting in front of me right now, I'm the same as the way I am on the internet. So, to watch me is to love me. So, all right, my darlings, I know that we are still in a Mercury retrograde. We have 7 days left from this Mercury retrograde. Usually the last week is when things really start. Mercury messes with us. It's like, okay, I missed a phone call. Okay, my bank account isn't working. Okay, my Venmo, my PayPal. Well, this came back, that came back. This email didn't make it. Oh, I missed that on the spreadsheet. There's a lot happening, and you can imagine on a bigger scale, as in this particular case and in others, things can be overlooked. But Mercury, I like this phase of Mercury because what Mercury does is it takes unfinished business, right? Unfinished little business and pushes it forward. So it's like right in front of us so we can see once again what is happening. During this time is, the exes come back. And many of you may have experienced that. I have experienced that. And not only exes, but I mean people from your past, things from your past resurface. And that, I believe, is what's happening with Karen Reed. There's preparation for resurfacing for things that maybe we've heard about, maybe we surmise, maybe we think. But you know, the feds want the facts. When you see the word Fed, you need to know that equals facts, because that's what they need. I know that they've got a lot, but they want a lot more. Why? Because they're going to send a message, not only throughout the country, but worldwide, that look, you have a certain standard when you're in law enforcement and above into the legal profession that you must stand by. You can't mess up. Many people are innocent right now sitting in jail. I have experience with one, my client, and I think you have seen that video. If you haven't, please look, and I'll pop it up here, and I know it'll show up at the end, where my client was arrested, and she went through 4 lawyers before she could get satisfaction. That's kind of frightening. And imagine if something like that happened to one of us. Imagine. So they want to send a message, and especially those who worked on the Birchmore case, on some of these other cases that are happening around in Massachusetts and Boston and Canton and Dedham and Stoughton and all these other. Believe me, did I say that right? I know you'll correct me if I didn't say that right. Anyway, today we are working with several decks because we have these questions, and I want to see who's flipping. Don't you? I know you do. It's quiet. So I know that's when things are happening. Today we have in the hand of fate. If I can talk today, forgive me, okay? That's just the way it is. In the hand of fate, the Piantnik deck. 36 cards, 6 different languages. We have the friend, the Kipper deck, laying the foundation. We have the vintage tarot. We have a mini tarot, and I'll explain why we have both. And then we have our little friend, the hidden bicycle. And if we have time, the House of Zelda crime cards. So we're going to put all these to the side, and we're going to get started. Because, well, that's why you're here. The reason I'm using these 2 decks is because many times, and they're about the same. One is a vintage, one is a mini. They're both the same universal Rider-Waite. And when I do that and I lay out like one deck and I lay out, you may see it. If we get the same card out of both decks, then that's something that we need to go by. Okay, here we are. Let's get started. That's what we're here for. And don't forget, please subscribe and stay to the end, because I got a bonus coming. I think you're all going to be happy with that. I know most of you will. I know it. Oh, and that hit my thumb, and there's a mature male. We're going to keep him out. That was an energy flip, and it hit my thumb, but that guy turned over. We're going to keep him. Remember, we're looking for the flippers, and we're going to ask for an identification of who these people are. That family room, I don't know. There's other rooms. Okay, we know what happened that night. We know that happened. Let's see. Can I squeeze another card in there? I think I can. All right. Okay. Well, I like seeing that card, don't you? You know who that one is. They're all going to come out. Change. She's married. Doesn't make any sense. I'm going to say that this is Brian Albert. Higgy has not shown up yet. But let's go through these. And I'm going to put this to the side. I believe this is Brian Albert. Now, yet, I don't see anything. I mean, they're surfacing. So I know that they're being definitely looked at. I mean, you don't have to be psychic to know that. We've got the imprisonment card. We've got the family room. I keep saying, feeling that something there was, maybe even the smallest of conversation that led to what happened in that family at 34 Fairview. And I also want to say this. I wish I could buy that house. 34 Fairview? Oh, you're darn tootin'. I would turn that over and let that be looked at. I would just say, here boys, come and get it. Here, feds, come and get it. I hear that they've already been there. Wouldn't that be lovely? I wish I could buy Karen Reed's house. Now, I don't live anywhere near Massachusetts, but I would probably let Turtle Boy go and live in it, just because I know that would make many people really happy. All right. I'm not going to get snarky or devilish. It amazes me how these cards, sudden wealth, I still think that there was, well, let's keep going. Now, this is Jen McCabe, and see, we have this great fortune and sudden wealth, but I don't believe that it's money, because you can be very fortunate and have other information, other circumstances, situations come up. That's what I'm believing. Now, this main female, I don't believe it's Karen. I believe it's Jen McCabe. I almost said macabre. McCabe. Because we're asking who's flipping, okay? If we didn't ask that, then I would say that's Karen. But we're asking who they're looking at to start flipping. If I were with the feds and I saw the testimony of Jen and Brian Albert, she would be the first one that I would say, oh, we've got to start really looking into this chick. And why? Well, first of all, she knows everything there is to know about John O'Keefe. She knows it all. Sorry for those that she knows everything, in my humble opinion. And she's also married. Now, there's a little timing in this card. Let's talk about it. It's one of those things that you want to be a June bride. This is a marriage. There's cherry blossoms out here. Number 3. The number 3 comes up, and I believe that number 3 has a lot to do with the jury and these 3 counts. Will they drop? That's another video. We're not going to get into that. I want to look at the flippers. And I don't mean renovator house flippers. Marriage. She's married. And I believe there's been some changes that have been made when it has come to her and Matthew McCabe. Let's lay out some cards. Let's lay out this first big deck. I'm going to go from the largest to the smallest so y'all can just kind of see. Because I just start going to pieces here. And I start reading and I start going on. So here we are. And if these other people show up now, you all know what cards they are. If they show up in the tarot, then we know we have confirmation with these 2 people. Here we are. 10 of Cups. 3, there's another 3, my darlings. 3 of Pentacles or coins. Well, looky who we have here. This is the sign, the zodiac sign of Virgo. Brian Albert is a Virgo. Can't make this up. But this card has other... Sorry, I get tickled when I see... I do this when I'm by myself. You might as well just... I'm inviting you into my crime tarot lab. And this is how it all works, and this is how the storyboard goes. You know how you see those beautiful detectives on television and in real life, and they have the storyboard with all the push pins and all the little strings or the marks and everything mapped out. Well, this is my storyboard here. This is my Crime Tarot Lab storyboard. Welcome, everyone. And the reason I got tickled is because of this Nine of Cups. We're asking who's going to flip. And it's landing right beside Brian Albert. And it is landing right on Jen McCabe, or close to Jen McCabe. Let's put these to the side. Now, the reason this 10, and this looks like a celebration, but I'm going to point something else out to you, my friends. When you reach the 10s in the tarot, that means it is the end of that chapter. It is the end of that time frame, and you're beginning a new journey. This, I'm going to see if you can see it. You see in the landscape there? There's a house back here. And there is a pathway. This means, I believe, one phase of this is now complete. And I think that involves the first trial and the second trial. If they have it, I don't think there's going to be one. Is coming, is scheduled. And the house is, that house will be forever famous, like the Amityville Horror House. That 34 Fairview will always be a famous home. I'd like to go there. Okay, anyway. So there is a celebration there. Now, this is interesting too, this number 3, because this card means that you're coming to build a foundation. Isn't that amazing? You're coming to build a foundation because you need more information, and you need it from an expert. Who is the expert? Well, it's this gentleman standing here on this little bench. He's got an apron on, and you see what he's holding. Let me see if I can write that little red thing right there. That's called a builder's maul. That builder's maul is for when you're laying brick, laying block, and you tap it with this builder's maul to make sure that everything is level and sturdy so you can build a foundation. So let's take it a little further. What if someone was going to the experienced, the people who really investigate, and they're building a foundation? Could be of just information. But that's what they're doing. That's what the feds are doing. And who are they doing it with? First of all, I believe number 1. And I don't have to be a card reader or a psychic, in my opinion, to see it. But I like to use the cards to give me the direction. This Hermit card also has some other properties, and I want to share those with you too, as well as you see that 6-pointed star of Solomon in the lantern. A foundation of knowing the pathway that you're going. Why is this Hermit? Well, first of all, a hermit, this card does not represent, pardon me, that someone is in a cave somewhere wanting to be by themselves. A hermit is someone, in this meaning, that maybe you just need to step away for a little bit. Maybe you just need to charge your batteries. Maybe you just need to think things over. Maybe you just need to ponder, pray, or meditate. That's what this card means. Now, you see this dark sky, but you see snow, and you see this pole, and see his white beard, but he's looking down. Why is he looking down? Because this tells us, and being beside this card, it tells me that they're on top of things. That's why you look down, is because he's on top of the mountain. That's why there's snow there. They're on top of things. They're on top of laying the foundation. They're navigating where they're going and navigating where they're going. That's why there's this pole, so you can help use it to navigate as well as the lantern. The fact that it is a Virgo card and it points to Brian Albert also can have a lot of meaning, because we see this card, and I know many of you see it. Tell me in the comments who you think that looks like. You've heard it before. Many people say this looks like John Travolta. Okay. And John, if you're looking, thank you so much. We appreciate you. However, this card, you see how he's got all these cups lined in the back like little trophies. And look how he's sitting there. Accomplished. Like, I've got the job finished. This is the yes card. It's equal to the 9 of hearts. The yes card, the wish fulfilled, the dream come true, the manifestation. You know, when Mercury's over, what excuse am I going to use then? The manifestation of what is about to come. All right, now the mini is up. And hang on, darlings, because this did hit my thumb. Hang on, darlings, because this is a longer video. We can't help it. We just can't help it. Here we are. So who flips first? That is, and we can go off and talk about these things, but who flips first? Now, the number 3, I think that they are looking at 3 people. But I know, I'm very sure that it is Brian, in my opinion, Brian Albert, Jen McCabe. But, you know, I question who the 3rd one is. Many of you may say, oh, it's got to be Higgy. Oh, it's got to be Colin. My perception feels that it is another female. King of Wands. King of Swords. We have a lot of kings here. Why? Because what did I call Brian Albert in my one video? The King of Canton? And who is this? This is Jennifer McCabe, because this is a sword. It's also an air element, and it's a Queen of Swords, and it can also stand for an Aquarian. Do you see what I mean, darlings, in the beginning when I said this? Look at this. There is absolutely no teetotal way that I could manipulate the cards. This is spirits, guides, angels, and we don't know. It could even be John saying, hey, can you give a little hint here or there? But, you know, I think John is doing better things, and I mean that. I don't ever think that he would have wanted Karen to hold the bag for this. I want to lay out 2 more. 9 of Wands. And the 5 of Pentacles. Interesting. Now, I'm going to say this. As a disclaimer, and I should have said this before, this is for entertainment. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not law enforcement, I'm not a medical professional. I'm just a card reader who has an opinion based on what I'm laying out. You're more than welcome to have your own opinion. I'm not here to sway you or change your mind or point the finger or accuse. I'm here to share what I feel and see, and also based on facts. Now, I have to tell you that some people have come in my comments and said, well, you're not doing anything more than any of the other people. You're not reporting anything more than any of the other people. No, I'm not, because that's not my job, I don't feel. I want to read based on what others are reporting and based on the facts. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's my job. That's my forte. With that said, these kings, and I'll try to hurry up a little bit, these kings and this queen all mean that these are people who feel that they are in a position where they can make things happen. You see, this and the little spirit animal of the salamander down there. I'm going to hold it like this so you can see it better. This king is a fire element, and he's sitting there at the ready saying, let's go, let's get your project done, let's do it. That's what he's telling the feds. That's what it is. This King of Swords is basically sitting there saying, look, we have all the communication, and by the way, the spirit animal for the sword suit are birds. And they're saying, okay, come on, I have my sword here. I'm not going to use it, but I just want to make sure that things are going to go in the right direction. Now, around these people, it could be another step. It could mean I want to make sure that my mindset is in place. I want to make sure that people believe what I say. I want to make sure that my project has feet and legs. And then this Queen of Swords. This Queen of Swords, you see, her sword is also up. She's sitting there at the side view, not because she's not as important, but that she looks at things at a different perspective. And you see this little bird up there. She also has the sword up. But you see she's got a handout. What's the handout for? It can either be welcoming or it can be negotiating. I'll leave that up to you to figure out. If it's Jen McCabe, what would she be negotiating if she's talking to the feds? This Nine of Wands, fire element, it's over here on the Brian Albert side, fire element. It is a card in which it says he made a choice. Now, he's got to stick with it. Can't turn around. There are other varying degrees of choices that he's had in this, and they made a choice, and he's got to stick with it. This card means that some type of poverty, it can mean that based on the other cards, but based on these cards, what it's showing is that there's not quite enough evidence yet. There's not quite enough yet. Don't get disappointed. They want a bunch. They want a lot of evidence. They want, and believe me, there's been some money loss between Jen and for Brian. All of them have started losing money because they're losing jobs and pensions. And this isn't funny. It's costing them a lot in legal fees because they've all lawyered up. I don't blame them. I probably would too if I were in their position. We'll put these to the side. Next up, our little friend, the Piantnik. Oh my goodness, we're running long. Sorry. We're running long. The Piantnik deck. Here we are. Well, my darlings, you know, I don't have to say much. I let the cards You know what? Sorry, I gotta have the cards in there. I let the cards speak for themselves. What do I have something to say about that card. Journey. Might be a journey to prison. I would like to think so. I'm not going to say that, but I sure as heck would like to think so. And I want to tell you something. This card just fell out from somewhere. I've got this deck, and this card fell out. Now, was it in this deck? It could have been. But look here. Look. So twice now in this video, we have this card. I don't know. You probably didn't see it. Maybe you did. Two of the same. Now here you can see this a little better. You see the house in the background and the pathway? That still, all roads lead to that house. And there's a pathway, but there's also a waterway. All roads lead to the waterfall. Wow. Just wow. Marriage. Well, we're really getting the confirmations today. Where's that marriage card? Where are you, darlings? Well, we'll find it. I'm not gonna mess around here. Y'all saw it. Marriage. Here it is. Wow, we're getting some confirmations, aren't we? And a sweetheart. That is Miss McCabe. Wow. Just wow. Putting these to the side. Now I'm going to tell you something. I wanted to point this card out. And I am not a gossiper, but I'm going to tell you what I have seen. I do not believe that this is a widower. But you see, that is a tombstone in a cemetery. And I saw a video lately, and I don't know where I saw it, and I've tried to look for it, but it is Jen McCabe meeting Brian Albert in the cemetery and walking off among the tombstones. And I don't believe that it was where John O'Keefe was buried. Now, I'm going to say, disclaimer, I don't have that video. I've been trying to see it. Maybe some of you have seen it also. There have been rumors. I'm not even going to mention the rumors between the two of them. It is what it is, what it is. But I still think up next, the bicycle deck of the hidden. You see, the more we do this, the more comes out. That's how it works. Jack of Hearts. We'll know who that is in a minute. 4 of Diamonds. 3 of Hearts. And 5 of Clubs. Now we're going to do the flippy doodle. 2 aces, a club, and a jack. I've got to tell you, that is Jennifer McCabe. This is Colin, but this represents the female that I said in the beginning, where I think there's a third one. I think Colin has been looked at, but he's kind of difficult. He's all over the place. But the families will protect him. I heard someone say from that area up there that they are like the Murdaugh family of the North. I don't know. Is that true? That's what I've heard. But I don't know it. I don't know that. Here we are. These are the last cards, my darlings. These are the last cards. And then remember now, I got a big announcement. Contact coming. And when it says to you, it means to these people. I'm reading as though I'm reading for these people. So there's contact coming. This is serious. Of course it is serious. You don't have to be, you have to be psychic to know that, right, friends? And there is a plan. I want you to all relax, because there is definitely a plan. And when it gets quiet, ooh, the plan is coming together. Who do I believe? I believe that actually they're looking at Jen McCabe number 1, Brian Albert number 2. And I mean, they've been looking at them anyway, but who would they try to flip? But there is another female. She shows up. I don't know. She has shown up in my readings offline in a void. I don't know who she would be. Could be Sarah Levinson. Could be Julie Nagel. But I don't think so. I think there's someone else who knows and who has told. Higgy is in here, my darling, somewhere. Higgy's in here. Let's get one more card. And then I'm going to give you the big announcement. That card is a Leo. Now, I don't know in the group of people who is a Leo. But believe me, it's going to take a lot of strength to navigate through this. This is a strength card for sure. And we are approaching some Leo in planetary. And I got to tell you, this has been... We may even be in the sign of Leo now. I think we are. But I'm going to tell you this. You see, this woman has overcome this kitty. This woman, sometimes knowledge overpowers strength. Let's keep that in mind. There's a song that keeps coming to me. Sooner or later, feds are gonna get you. Okay, so anyway, I digress. Here we go with the big announcement, my darlings. Here we are. Are you ready? Drum roll. When I hit 7,000, and I'm not that far away, 7,000 subscribers, I will be going live. I'm going to invite all of you to come in. You will know it ahead of time. We're going to talk. You're going to see me. I'm going to be pulling out cards. We're going to be answering questions on these cases. You can ask me about Karen. You can ask me about Idaho 4. You can ask me about what... I'll give you whatever answer that I can give you. You're going to see me. We're going to have a good time. And we're going to be kind and polite to each other. And there's another little exciting thing. Do you see this, my friends?
What?
This is a brand new Kipper deck. And I'm going to be giving that away to one of you who will be present in the live that I put. And drum roll, not only that, I have a second Kipper deck that I'm going to be giving away. These are brand new decks. I have not opened them. I may open them before I send, just to make sure that they're A-okay. That one got a little dented in shipping. My apologies, but I know the cards are okay, but I'll check. So I will be giving away 2 Kipper. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to leave the link to a video reading for me, or with me, from me, to you. I'm going to leave that in my description. And also, if you want to know the phase of the moon, the day that you were born, that is such wonderful information for you. You'll have a chance to order that from me as well on top of the video reading. Go to the link. There's a place for you to say what your birthday is, because I would like to know your zodiac sign when I'm reading for you, so I can pick out you in the cards. But it would be a reading just like this. And I send you a link that you can have forever and ever. Amen. You can share it, you can watch it, you can do whatever you want. It's yours to keep. And then I would like to know 2 questions. And I will answer the questions on the video for you. And within 48 hours, I send that over to you, and tickety boom, you know what's going on. So this is exciting times, my friends. I will announce that. You'll know when I'm going live. We're going to have a good time. We'll have a giveaway. And don't forget to order the video reading from me. I want to thank you so much for being here. You all. I love you all. You have built this community. You're so kind. And that's the kind of community that I want to be associated with. I want to thank you again for being here and making this what it is. I love doing this for you, and thank you. We're going to see the feds pop up very, very soon. You take care. And Karen, if you're watching, our hearts go out to you. And I wish I could buy your house. Talk to you soon, darlings. See you soon. Bye.